Welcome to Tracking the Week. The House Representatives Committee on Financial Crimes has resolved to issue arrest warrants to the Binance chief executive following the non-appearance of the company after being summoned. Chairman of the committee, Honorable Ginger Obinna, gave the ruling in Abuja during an investigative hearing to ascertain the company's alleged involvement in terrorism financing, money laundering, and other related financial crimes based on petition against it by two groups. The Honorable Ginger-led committee, which was not pleased with Binance legal representatives' claim at the hearing, insisted that Binance chief executive must appear in person to defend the allegation against the company. Earlier, Binance legal representatives had claimed the arrest of company's two executives on arrival into the country by operatives of the National Security Advisor hindered the appearance of the chief executives at the committee investigative hearing. Recalled that government security operatives had clamped down on Binance for allegedly fixing foreign exchange rate, which is affecting the naira currently. And still on Monday, the FCT Minister of State, Dr. Maria Mahmood, declared the looting of a warehouse in Gwagwa Tasha on Sunday by hoodlums was beyond hunger but a criminal act. This declaration was made by the minister at the end of her assessment visit to Gwagwa Tasha to ascertain the level of damage of the warehouse. While speaking to journalists at the scene, Mahmood described what she saw as an unfortunate incident, a situation whereby hoodlums carted away all the grains and other food items, including the roofs and fence. The minister further expressed disappointment over the attitude of the youth within the area. She assured that the administration would establish a police post in all government warehouses across the territory. The minister revealed that the unfortunate incident occurred when the administration was restocking its warehouse with a view to meeting up with the directive of President Tinubu to distribute palliatives to all the 6 area councils in FCT, just as she vows that the administration will prosecute those behind the ugly incident. The minister buttressed that the incident may slow down the distribution of palliatives in the territory. And on Tuesday, plenary was momentarily disrupted when power outage forced the Nigerian Senate to abandon proceedings. The plenary, however, commenced after power was restored some minutes later. The president of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, who apologized for the temporary hitch, described the outage as a technical glitch. Correspondent Kunle Ojo reports that the Abuja Electricity Distribution Company, AEDC, has came under heavy criticism recently as a result of the incident power outages in the Federal Capital Territory. Nigeria continues to grapple with the epileptic power supply situation that has adversely affected several sectors of the economy. The power problem worsened with the removal of food subsidies, which escalated the pump price of premium motor spirits, PMS, and AGO, known as gas, to all-time high in the history of the country. Still on Tuesday, the Debt Management Office, DMO, announced to Federal Government of Nigeria savings bonds for subscription at 1,000 naira per unit in its March offer. The first offer is a 2-year FGN savings bond due on March 13, 2026 at interest rate of 15.097% per annum. The second offer is a 3-year FGN savings bond due on March 13, 2027 at interest rate of 16.097% per annum. The DMO said that the opening date is March 4th, closing date is March 8th, and settlement date is March 13, while coupon payment dates are June 13, September 13, December 13, and March 13. He further stated that they are offered at 1,000 naira per unit, subject to a minimum subscription of 5,000 naira and in multiples of 1,000 naira thereafter, subject to a maximum subscription of 50 million naira. It said that savings bonds, like other FGN securities, are backed by the full faith and credit of the Federal Government of Nigeria and charged upon the general asset of Nigeria. The DMO urged interested investors to contact the stockbroking firms it appointed as distribution agents. On Wednesday, in keeping with his dedicated effort to remove obstacles to investment in Nigeria, harness the nation's resources and diversify the economy for the benefit of all Nigerians, His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu executed policy directive to improve the investment climate and position Nigeria as the preferred investment destination for the oil and gas sector in Africa. Following extensive engagement, analysis, and benchmarking with other jurisdictions, the President initiated the amendment of primary legislation to introduce fiscal incentives for oil and gas projects, reduce contracting costs and timelines, and promote cost efficiency in local content requirements. Recognizing the urgency to accelerate investment, the President has directed introduction of fiscal incentives for non-associated gas, midstream and deep water development, streamlining of contracting process to compress the contracting cycle to 6 months. The application of the local content requirement without hindering investment or the cost competitiveness. The details of these policy directives will be gazetted and communicated by the Federal Ministry of Information and National Orientation. And still on Wednesday, the House of Representatives urged the federal and state governments to provide comprehensive reforms of the country's correctional system, including modernizing custodial centers, building new facilities, and redesigning the bail system. This followed a motion sponsored by Honorable Chinedu Oga on the urgent call to decongest Nigerian Correctional Services. The Nigerian Correctional Service, a federal entity under the Ministry of Interior, is a part of the criminal justice system on the exclusive list. The Nigerian prisons outlined were mandated to reform, rehabilitate, and ensure effective reintegration of offenders into society in line with universally accepted standards. Presenting the motion, the lawmaker worried that over 70,000 inmates in the country face inadequate facilities despite government effort, and some have not been charged with criminal cases, while some are unable to pay the fines imposed by the court despite having their cases determined. And on Thursday, the Nigerian Senate resolved to investigate the unexplained delay in electricity step-down of Okpai Power Plant in Delta State. Lawmakers during Thursday's sitting said that investigating the delay had become imperative as the plant played a crucial role in the national power distribution system in 2005 when it was inaugurated. Correspondent Kunle Ojo reports that Senator Ned Nwoko, who sponsored a motion on the subject matter titled Need to Address the Unexplained Delay in Electricity Step-Down of Okpai Independent Power Plant, noted that in view of the importance of Okpai Power Plant, there was a need for the Senate Committee on Power to investigate and take action to resolve the delay in the distribution of 100 megawatts of electricity to host communities as a grade contributing to the debate. Senators Adams Shomole and Deputy Senate President Senator Barao Jibrin expressed disappointment concerning the issue of the worsening power supply in the country. The lawmakers lamented the poor state of electricity supply and the consequences of the negative development in the effort to move the country out of the present economic crisis. The upper chamber, however, mandated its committee on power to undertake a holistic approach to investigate the delay in the distribution of 100 megawatts of electricity to host communities, given 4 weeks to report to the Senate in plenary for further legislative input. Still on Thursday, bandits on Thursday morning stormed LGEA Primary School Kuriga, Chikunuka Government area of Kaduna State, and kidnapped scores of pupils and teachers. Report has it that the incident happened at about 8:20 a.m. immediately after the morning assembly. Locals said the head teacher of the school and some other staff were among the victims. A former Kaduna Senator Shehu Sani expressed displeasure on the incident, expressing optimism that they will be free. The junior and secondary schools relocated to the school building inside Kuriga town a few years ago due to insecurity concerns, abandoning their former school building located outside the town. A resident, Shitu, confirmed the incident, saying most of the pupils ran out of their classes when they sighted the bandits on the school premises. Another resident, Lawal Kuriga, also said that the abducted victims were marched into the forest. As of the time of filing this report, there was no official reaction from the state government or the police. On Friday, President Bola Tinubu condemned the heinous incident of abduction involving very vulnerable victims, internally displaced persons in Borno State and students in Kaduna State. The President directed security and intelligence agencies to immediately rescue the victims and ensure that justice is served against the perpetrators of this abominable act. The President received briefing from security chiefs on the 2 incidents, and he is confident that the victims will be rescued. He emphasized that nothing else is acceptable to him and the waiting family members of the abducted citizens, and justice will be decisively administered. The President sympathized with the families of the victims, assuring them that they would soon be reunited with their families. Still on Friday, the House of Representatives reiterated commitment to collaborate with government agencies, civil society and private sector in actions that can overcome the structural barriers preventing women from realizing their full potential. Speaker Tajuddin Abbas said on Friday at the occasion of 2024 International Women's Day celebration held at the National Assembly Complex, Abuja. The Speaker, who was represented by the Deputy Speaker, Honorable Benjamin Kalu, noted that the Green Chamber is working to strengthen the women caucus in the House to better advocate for women-specific issues and mentor upcoming female politicians. He noted that his office has also launched the Bridge Her Gap initiative, a project to address the systematic gaps and inequalities faced by women and girls in Nigeria. Stakeholders at the event acknowledged the need to take drastic and international steps to open up space for the inclusion of women in decision-making processes in different sectors so that the nation can reap the benefits of the overall empowerment of women. And that's all we have on Tracking the Week.